Axial did a hard body. What's going on, everyone? Today we're here with the newest version of the Axial SCX24, and it's a hard body. I was shocked when I received this little truck from Axial. As you can see, the most important thing is that it's styled after a new Ford Bronco, and it's constructed of a hard ABS plastic. It's not your typical Lexan body, and this is not something Axial has ever done. Now, people have asked for hard bodies from Axial for a really long time. Now, granted, those have mainly been on the 1/10 scale platforms, but a 1/24 scale with a really nicely proportioned hard body. Up to this point, I think the only hard bodies you could find out of the box were the Mini Zs, which are nicely styled, but performance is severely lacking, or the RC 4-wheel drive, which can be something similar said for it. But this one is the very popular SCX24 platform underneath, which has a huge aftermarket. One of the biggest selling points of the SCX24 should be the massive amount of customizing and upgrading you can do to these little platforms to make them your own. But this one, of course, the new Bronco, a great looking style overall. I got it in this painted grayish color, grayish whitish. I'm not totally sure what color they've called it up to this point, but it's being made available in 3 colors, a blue, this, and then a red. So all 3 are factory options of the real Bronco, and now you see it on the little guy. Quickly, if you're not familiar with the SCX24 platform, we'll just do a real quick overview in case maybe the Bronco body brought you in and you need to learn about what we've got underneath still. This is a solid axle scale truck. It's got a steel ladder frame chassis, solid axles, front and rear with worm drive. It's got plastic drive shafts, a plastic geared transmission, but it has metal worm gears in the axles. It's nice to have the metal gears in that location for durability. The steering servo is mounted to the axle, and we've got a 2S LiPo included with the package. You've got an all-in-one ESC receiver and a multi-channel radio. Now, the radio and the ESC receiver combo have been updated recently, so this may not look like the old style if you are familiar with this platform already. The old style radio looked like this in particular. Now, underneath of this new hardbody Bronco, this is mainly unchanged, other than the battery being rotated 90 degrees compared to something like the SCX24 Deadbolt. Underneath is a very familiar look. The wheelbase of this truck is the exact same as the Deadbolt as well. It does have a new front and rear bumper on it to match the Bronco styling. The mounts that go along with those bumpers are also a little bit different. You will see that the body is attached by Velcro here on the underside of the body and then here on a flat portion on the front. Pretty secure overall. You can pick the whole truck up by it and it's not going anywhere. So a decent job at that. Now, one thing that the Velcro does is it adds a little bit of thickness though, and that does make for this gap between the bottom of the grille and that bumper, which is less than attractive. And the bumper is out there quite a ways, but it still meets the styling. Addressing those couple of issues though would probably be some of the first things that I would look to do when owning this. Now, you may also notice that it's got functioning lights here in the bumper and here in the grille, but also they're controlled by the radio now. So it's got 3 positions. You can move it back and it will turn the headlights off, just leaving the bumper lights on, which you cannot turn off. Go to the center position and you get the headlight back. And then if you go one more position, you get flashy headlights. I don't know why, but you get them. Now, you do not get any sort of light on the back of this. No tail lights or bumper lights, anything like that. So they put all of the focus into the headlight and fog light area, which is fine. I'm fine with that. Now, even though it has headlights and bumper lights, the body still hinges like you would expect. It's because the headlight wiring goes from the receiver combo all the way to the back and then all the way up. So it can still do that without having some sort of tether between it. Now, that does mean if you take off the body, you are going to have to deal with that long stretch of wire. So be aware of that. But, for normal operation, it's great. Now, we talked about the paint colors a little bit. This is actually painted and it looks good. They did a great job. It's even got a lot of detail paint. You can tell the top is a different color. It's all molded as one piece, but it's painted separately for the top. Now the door handles and these fender tips, the cowl across the top with the windshield wipers, as well as the grille, those are all separate detail pieces. We also have a roof rack, some jerry cans, a toolbox, and removable sand ramps. Kind of lever there, and you can take those sand ladders off and they're technically usable if you wanted to do such a thing. A really cool little addition. Now, I believe these came from the newest Jeep Gladiator SCX24, but it's cool to see that stuff carried over to this model. I believe that the Nitto trail grapplers that are used on this truck are also carried over from the new Axial Gladiator, but the wheels that are included are Bronco specific, styled after the actual factory Bronco wheels. And that does include the matching spare tire. Also, on top of all of the other body details, we do have a smoked style glass insert, nice hard plastic windows. And then inside of the actual body, we've got a Lexan molded interior with a driver figure wearing a funny little cowboy hat. They went over the top on detail of this thing. I can't believe how good it looks. What this truck really comes down to is the new body. The SCX24 that is underneath is just like the SCX24s that came before it. But that's a good thing because these SCX24s are fantastic. Just be careful because they absolutely multiply. You buy one and somehow you've got a half a dozen in no time. I don't know how it happens, but everybody I know who has one, that has been the case. Whether you're just a fan of Broncos or you just really like scale styling, this is a winner as far as that goes. I'm obviously a Jeep person, but I'm super happy to see this come out because who knows what could be in the future. I mean, this is a big step for Axial. And the price on this at the time of release is $159.99, just $10 more than the Gladiator, which is a pretty good deal for the detail that this thing has. Now, as far as the downsides of the body, it is going to be heavier than a standard Lexan body. This truck is currently ready to run. As you can see, the lights are on, so the battery's in it. And this truck is 301 grams. This deadbolt, pretty much stock. It doesn't have a battery in it currently, so we'll just throw one on top. This is 243 grams. So the difference between these two trucks is not negligible. It's going to be noticeable. Inside of the box of this, you get the standard spare parts. You know, you've got some extra drive shaft parts. There was no extra links in this one, like I believe there may have been in some of the others. The standard kind of instruction booklets, and you do get a nice little sticker sheet that you can add some extra details to this body with. There's some, you know, little badge style, some Axial ones, and then some, you know, like accent pieces that would fit here on the hood and down the sides and however you actually wanted to use them. You also get a additional Axial Adventure Anywhere sticker. Overall, I think this is going to be a great little package that's really going to draw some people into the differences that this has versus the numerous offerings that Axial already has in the more Lexan flavored. Currently, these are planned to be available mid to late April, so get your pre-orders in soon. If you have any inkling that you want a scale hard body style SCX24, this is gonna be for you. You're gonna dig it. They did such a great job on it overall. I'm gonna get this thing out on the rocks and have a little bit of fun with it. So I wanted to add a piece in here after I took this thing out and did some running. Now, it's been a while since I've driven too many stock SCX24, so there is a bit there. I'm used to modified versions, but there is some things to just be aware of when shopping. The body, as we showed, is heavy. It is heavier. It makes a significant difference to the vehicle. And that is noticeable when driving. This thing is going to be substantially more tippy than a Lexan bodied version, and that is because of that weight that we noticed. So you're going to notice that. Now, if you want to pull this right out of the box and just enjoy it for the, you know, scale looks, the nice hard body, the good paint, then it is perfect for that specifically. But if you're trying to take this out of the box and compete with another friend who maybe has another SCX24 that is nearly stock, I think you're going to have a little bit more of a hard time keeping up. So if you're gonna try and turn this thing into a performance monster, you're going to need to add weight, which I'm not always huge on adding as much weight as a lot of people seem to want to do. But this one is going to need some weight to offset the weight of the hard body that this added. Beyond that, it drives like an SCX24 because it's pretty much the same SCX24 underneath. But that's really the only thing that I felt like I needed to emphasize after taking it out and driving it on the rocks. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Is the extra 10 bucks worth the hard body? Are you not interested in the weight penalty that a hard body has? Or do you love the scale nature, but you're looking for a slightly different style? Put your thoughts in the comments. Definitely be interesting to hear what you think Axial will do with this new direction. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already, and hit the notification bell so you see these videos as soon as they get uploaded. Thanks again to Axial for letting me see this little guy early. With that, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.